Hey treasure hunters and coin collectors, welcome back to the channel where we uncover the fascinating world of coins and their hidden treasures. Today we're talking about the 1997 US 1-cent coin. Yes, the humble penny. Most people wouldn't think twice about tossing it into a jar, but this little coin might just be worth more than its weight in gold. Literally, with some rare varieties, many errors, and high-grade specimens. The 1997 penny has become a surprising jackpot for collectors. The combined value of the rarest examples a staggering $120 million. So if you got some 1997 pennies lying around, stick around as we dive into their history, unique features, and how to spot the ones worth big money. The history of the 1997 penny. Before we get into why the 1997 penny is so valuable, let's talk about its history. This coin is part of the Lincoln Said series, which began in 1909 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The iconic portrait on the obverse or front was designed by Victor David Brenner and remains one of the longest-running coin designs in US history. Why 1997? The reverse of the penny still featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design created by Frank S. Barrow and introduced in 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday. The coin was struck primarily at mints Philadelphia with Noman mark and Denver marked with a small d. In 1997, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 4.6 billion pennies, while the Denver Mint struck around 4.5 billion. That's a total of over 9 billion pennies. So why are some of them worth so much? Let's dig deeper now. Here's the big question: what makes a 1997 penny worth more than its face value of 1 cent? The answer lies in three key factors: mid-errors, condition, and unique varieties. Rare mid-errors burst. Let's talk about errors or mistakes that occurred during the coin production process, and collectors go absolutely wild for them. Point 1 of the most sought-after errors for 1997 pennies is the double die. This happens when the die used to strike the coin's design imprints it twice, slightly misaligned on a 1997 penny. Doubling might appear on the words "In God We Trust Liberty" or the date itself. These double die varieties can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on how noticeable the error is. Another error to watch for as the off-center strike. This happens when the mel blank or planchet isn't aligned properly during minting, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing. Depending on the severity, these offset your pennies can fetch $50 to $500 at auctions. And let's not forget about planted errors. Sometimes the metal composition or preparation of the blank is flawed, leading to pennies with unusual colors, weights, or missing layers of plating. These oddities can be worth anywhere from $20 to several $100s. Dive condition is everything when it comes to coin collecting. Even if your 1997 penny doesn't have any errors, it could still be worth a fortune if it's in top condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect mint. A coin most 1997 pennies you'll find in circulation or in lower grades with scratches, wear, and discoloration. But if you come across a penny in pristine condition, graded him as 67 or higher, it could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. For example, a 1997 penny graded him as 60 recently sold at auction for over $2,000. And if a perfect him as 70 specimen ever surfaces, he could break records. So where does the $120 million figure come from? The estimated combined value of all the rare, high-grade, and error 1997 pennies out there. Think about it, with over 9 billion pennies minted the year, even if a tiny fraction of them have errors or are in exceptional condition, their collective value could easily reach $120 million or more. This is why coin collectors and treasure hunters are so passionate about searching for these hidden gems. Dive now that you know what to look for. Here are some practical tips to help you find valuable 1997 pennies. Check your change. Always inspect pennies you get in everyday transactions. You never know what you might find. Search coin rolls. Banks often have rolls of pennies that have been searched for rare coins. Or errors use a magnifying glass where microscope made errors like doubled. Dies can be subtle, so investing in a good magnifier is a must-visit coin shops and flea markets. These are great places to hunt for overlooked treasures. Join a coin collecting community online. Forums and local clubs are excellent resources for learning and sharing. Discoveries. Remember, patience is key. Finding a valuable coin is like a treasure hunt. It takes time, but the rewards can be incredible. Before we wrap up, let's talk about what makes 1997 pennies unique from a material standpoint. Since 1980 to us, pennies have been made from a core of zinc, coated with a thin layer of copper. This is a big change from older pennies, which were made almost entirely of copper. While this new ore composition makes pennies lighter and cheaper to produce, it also means they're more prone to wear and tear. This is why finding high-grade 1997 pennies is such a challenge and why they're so valuable to collectors. And there you have it, the fascinating story of the 1997 US penny. Whether it's rare errors, high grades, or just the thrill of the hide, this point proves that even the smallest pieces of change can hold incredible secrets. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. And hey, if you found a 1997 penny or any other rare coin, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting. Next today, we're talking about the 2000 and us one said coin, a penny that many people overlook. Believe it or not, this coin has gained a reputation in the numismatic world as a hidden gem with rare errors, high grade examples, and unique varieties. The 2000 and penny as ore in its place in coin collecting history, and when we add up the value of the rarest examples out there, we're looking at a staggering $110 million. If you have any 2000 and pennies lying around, don't go anywhere. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how this coin became so valuable. Let's start with the basics. The 2000 and penny as part of the iconic Lincoln Said series, which began in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The adverse or front features the famous portrait of Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse at the time displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 by Frank. This borrowed. In the year 2000, the US Mint produced billions of pennies, over 5.5 billion from the Philadelphia Mint and around 8.8 billion from the Denver Mint. These coins are marked with a P or demon mark depending on where they were made. With such high production numbers, it's easy to assume these coins are common and not worth much, but as you'll soon see, that's far from the truth. Now let's get into the exciting part. Min errors. Errors occur during the coin production process, and they make certain coins highly collectible and valuable. For the 2000 penny, one of the most famous errors is the double dyer. This happens when the die used to strike the coin emperor in the design twice slightly misaligned. Look closely at the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date itself. If you see any doubling in these areas, you might have a rare devil die penny. Depending on the severity and visibility of the doubling, these coins can sell for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Another popular error to watch for is the wider AM variety on the reverse of the coin. Normally, the letters and AM in the word America are very close together on pennies minted in 2000. However, in some cases, the letters are noticeably spaced apart. This is the wide AM variety. The white AM error is especially sought after because it's rare and easy to miss. A wide AM 2000 and penny in good condition can fetch anywhere from $20 to $500. There's depending on its grade and appearance. Lastly, don't forget about all center strikes. These errors occur when the coin isn't properly aligned with the die during minting, resulting in part of the design being cut off. Center 2000 and pennies can range in value from $50 to over $500 depending on how dramatic the error is. Even if your 2000 penny doesn't have any errors, it could still be worth a lot of. It's in pristine condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect minced a coin. Most pennies in circulation show wear and tier, but if you find a 2000 penny with no scratches, dings, or discoloration, it could fetch a premium price. High-grade pennies from this year graded him as 67 or higher are highly sought after by collectors and can sell for $100 to $500 or more. For example, a 2000 penny graded him as 68. Recently sold at auction for over $1,500. Imagine finding one of those in your pocket. Change dive. So why is the 2000 penny so special? First, it's one of the last years of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design before the transition to the Lincoln Bicentennial designs in 2009. This gives it historical significance as part of the final decade of this iconic design. Second, the sheer volume of pennies produced in 2000 makes finding rare bird righties and high-grade examples an exciting challenge. With billions minted, only a tiny fraction have errors or survived in pristine condition, which is why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these coins. Now let's talk about the jaw-dropping $110 million figure. While no single 2000 penny is worth anywhere near that amount, the combined value of all the rare and high-grade examples could easily reach this astronomical total. Think about it. Between double dies, wide day, and varieties are center strikes and pristine him as 68 examples. There's a lot of hidden treasure out there, and with collectors worldwide competing for these coins, their value continues to rise. Want to start your own treasure hunt for valuable 2000 pennies? Here are some practical tips to get you started. Search your spare change. Check every penny you come across. You never know when a valuable one will show up. Buy on. Search coin rolls. You can find rolls of pennies from banks or online that have been searched for rare coins. Invest in a magnifying glass. Errors like the wide AM variety are subtle, so a good magnifier is essential. Coin shops and flea markets. These are great places to find overlooked gems. Join a coin collecting community. Online forums, Facebook groups, and local coin clubs are excellent resources for learning and sharing your finds. Remember, the thrill of the hunt is part of the fun, and even if you don't strike it rich, you'll still be learning about history and the art of coin collecting. And there you have it, the fascinating story of the 2000 penny. Whether it's rare errors, great examples, or the simple joy of collecting, this coin proves that even the smallest pieces of change can hold incredible secrets. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest content. And if you found the 2000 penny or any other rare coin, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting. Next, we're talking about the humble 2000 to us penny. Now I know what you're thinking, it's just a penny, right? Wrong. Some 2002 pennies have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions, and when you add up all the rare varieties and high-grade examples, that collective value is an astonishing $267 million. Yes, you heard that right, to $67 million. If you got a jar of pennies at home or just a handful of change in your pocket, stay tuned. By the end of this video, you know how to spot a rare 2000 penny and what makes these coins so valuable. Let's start with a little history. The 2000 penny, as part of the Lincoln series, one of the most iconic coin designs in US history. This series began in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse or front of the coin features Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, we have the Lincoln Memorial, created by Frank S. Barrow. This design was first introduced in 1959 and remained on the penny until 2008, making the 2000 penny part of the final decade of the Lincoln Memorial. In 2002, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 5.3 billion pennies, while the Denver Med produced around 5 billion, and that's over 10 billion pennies in total. With such a high mintage, it might seem like these coins are just another common penny, but as you'll soon find out, some of these coins are worth far more than their face value. Now let's get into the exciting part, the rare made errors that make some 2002 pennies incredibly valuable. Point one of the most sought-after errors is the double die. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin design, imprinted twice slightly misaligned for the 2,002 penny Dublin, can appear on the words, "In God We Trust Liberty," or even the date. If you spot a double die, you could have a coin worth anywhere from $50 to several $1,000s depending on the condition and the severity of the doubling. Got another popular error to look out for as the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank or planchet isn't properly aligned during minting, resulting in part of the design being missing the more offset of the strike. The more valuable the coin, these errors can sell for $100 to $500 or more. And let's not forget about planted errors occasionally. Pennies or struck on the wrong type of metal or with missing layers of copper plating. These errors are rare but can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if they're in good condition. Dive, even if your 2000 and a penny doesn't have any errors, it could still be worth a lot if it's in top condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect minced a coin. Most 2002 pennies you'll find in circulation has scratches, wear, and discoloration, but if you happen to find one that's shiny and flawless, it could fetch a premium price. For example, a 2000 and a penny graded him as 60-1, a nearly perfect coin, recently sold at auction for over $1,500, and if a perfect M as 70 example were ever discovered, it could easily sell for several $1,000s. Now let's talk about the jaw-dropping $167 million figure. While no single 2000 and a penny is worth millions on its own, the collective value of all the rare, high-grade, and error pennies from the year adds up to an impressive total. Think about it, with billions of 2002 pennies in circulation, even have a tiny fraction of them are rare or in exceptional condition. Their combined worth could easily reach $267 million. And as coin collecting continues to grow in popularity, the value of these pennies could increase even further. So how do you find one of these valuable 2002 pennies? Here are some tips to help you get started. Check your pocket change. Always inspect the pennies you receive in everyday transactions searched through coin rolls. Banks often have rolls of pennies that haven't been searched for errors or high grade examples. Invest in a magnifying glass. A good magnifier will help you spot subtle errors like double dies or planted flaws. This, a coin shops and flea markets. These are great places to find hidden treasures. Join a coin collecting community. Online forums and local clubs can provide valuable information and resources. The hosts picks up a penny and examines it with a magnifying glass. Remember, patience and attention to detail are key. Even if you don't find a valuable coin right away, the thrill of the hide makes it all worthwhile. Before we wrap up, here are some fun facts about the 2000 a penny. Did you know that pennies minted after 1982 are made of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper? This makes them much lighter than older pennies, which were almost entirely copper. 80 costs more than 1 cent to produce a penny as of today. It costs about 2 cents to make a single penny. The Lincoln said is the longest-running coin design in US history, with over 100 years of production. And there you have it, the story of the 2000 to US penny. A coin that proves even the smallest pieces of change can hold, and could the value, whether its rare errors, high grades, or the sheer joy of collecting this penny, is captured the hearts of numismatists around the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest content. And if you found a rare 2000 a penny or any other coin worth mentioning, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting. Last, we're uncovering the fascinating tale of the 1914 US penny, a coin that might look like ordinary pocket change but has become an absolute legend in the numismatic world, with rare varieties, many errors, and pristine examples selling for thousands of dollars at auction. The total collective value of these coins is estimated at a jaw-dropping $70 million. If you've got a penny jar at home or just love learning about rare coins, this is one video you don't want to miss. By the end of this, you'll know why the 19 14 penny is so special, how to spot valuable versions and what to look for if you're hunting for one of these hidden treasures. Let's start with a little history. The 1914 penny, as part of the iconic Lincoln Said series, which began in 1909, it was designed by Victor David Brenner to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it was the first US coin to feature a president portrait on the obverse or forearmed. You will see Lincoln's famous profile, while the reverse features two with stock surrounding the words "One Set" and "United States of America." This reverse design, often called the weed penny, was used until 1958, making the 1914 penny part of one of the most beloved coin designs in U.S. history. In 1914, pennies were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and San Francisco, marked with an S. While all 3 are collectible, the 1914 the penny minted in Denver is the most valuable and sought after, thanks to its low mintage of just over 1.1 million coins. Compare that to the Philadelphia mint, which struck over 75 million pennies that same year, and you can see why the 1914 D stands out. So what makes the 1914 penny so valuable? It all comes down to a few key factors. Rarity. As I mentioned earlier, the 1940 penny had a very low mintage of just 1.1 million coins. Over time, many of these pennies were lost, damaged, or melted down, making surviving examples incredibly rare. Historical significance. The 1914 penny was minted during a fascinating period in American history, just before the outbreak of World War I. Coins from this era holders special place in the hearts of collectors. Condition. Like any collectible, the value of a 1914 penny skyrockets if it's in pristine condition. Coins graded him as 65 were higher, meaning they're almost flawless, are extremely rare and highly prized. For example, a 1914 deep penny in average condition might sell for $200 to $500, but if you find one in minced condition, it could fetch $10,000 or more, and the record for a 1914 the penny over $150,000 at auction. Now, let's talk about errors and varieties which can make a 1914 penny even more valuable. Point 1. Of the most famous errors to look for is the die crack. This happens when the die used to strike the coin develops a crack, leaving a raised line on the surface of the penny. These errors are unique and collectors love them for their one-of-a-kind nature. Another variety to watch for is the wiki mint mark. On some 1914 the pennies, the mint mark was struck lightly, making it difficult to see these coins, or especially sought after, because they're rare and add a layer of mystery to the hunt. And don't forget about all said strikes. These occur when the coin blank is it properly aligned with a die during minting, resulting in part of the design being cut off center. 1914 pennies are extremely rare and can sell for thousands of dollars even without errors. A 1914 penny in high-grade condition can be worth a small fortune. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect minced coin. Most 1914 pennies you'll find are heavily worn, but if you're lucky enough to discover one in minced condition, you've hit the jackpot. For example, a 1914 as penny graded him as 66 recently sold for over $30,000, and if a perfect him as 67 or a mess 68 example were ever discovered, it could break auction records. Now let's put it all together. While no single 1914 penny is worth $70 million, the combined value of all the rare high-grade and error coins from this year adds up to an estimated $70 million. Don't think about it, with collectors all over the world searching for 1914 pennies and auction prices climbing higher every year. These coins have become some of the most sought-after pieces in American numismatics. Search your change jars and all collections. You never know what might be hiding in an old jar or collection handed down from a relative. This flea markets and estate sales. These are great places to find hidden treasures. Of bargain prices, check with coin dealers. Many dealers specialize in rare coins and can help you track down a 1914 14 penny invest in a magnifying glass. Errors and weak mid-marks can be hard to spot with the naked eye. Join a coin collecting community. Online forums, social media groups, and local coin clubs are excellent resources for learning and sharing your finds. And that's the story of the 1914 U.S. penny, a coin that proves even the smallest pieces of change can hold incredible value. Whether it's the rare 1914, the high-grade example, or a unique error, this penny has captured the imagination of collectors for over a century. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon